Okay, so today we'll discuss about synthetic monitoring. So do you know what is synthetic monitoring?
Yeah, end user experience monitoring. Mhm.
No. Just to think.
Yeah, end user, right? And the agents simulates the
Correct.
user
Correct.
actions. Mm.
So synthetic transaction monitoring we used to call, okay, is a technique. Okay, it's kind of feature you can say in the observability space. Okay, like most of the tools. Okay, either you consider Dynatrace, AppD, Datadog, New Relic, Grafana, any tools, right? They provide this feature and synthetic. So it is the feature, is a technique. Okay, which with the help of this technique you can mimic of real user, and yeah, you can simulate the user transaction, correct? User interaction, yeah, user transaction, correct?
Yeah.
So you can say simulate user interaction, correct? So it's a kind of
Mhm.
feature, yeah, technique within application. So with the help of synthetic monitoring, you can monitor your APIs. Okay, yeah, you can monitor your application domain. Yeah, you can monitor your service UR. Okay, so to monitor the API, so what are things you can monitor? Availability, their availability,
Mm.
correct? Performance,
Yeah.
okay? Availability and performance, and their functionality also. It can be monitored, okay? From certain location, certain
Mm.
location also, and there is a some with the help of polling interval from frequency you can take every 5 minutes, 1 minute, 2 minutes, every 5 minutes, 10 minutes, based on your okay. In the APIs, we have a multiple APIs, right? Get request, post, put, delete, patch. Okay. So there is a
Mm.
many APIs also available. So get means you are fetching the data. So suppose when you are hitting that https colon www dot dynatrace.com, okay, means that you are fetching the data from Dynatrace. Okay, you want to insert the data, then you have to do the post call, right? And you need to
Mm.
insert the data in the JSON, yeah, in the text, okay, and you need to insert the data in the application, that which is called post the data. Post the data, you are inserting the data. Putting the data means something you have posted and there is some tweak changes required, so you want to update again, you can use put API. Okay, and delete API, you can delete that configuration, right? Whichever things you have inserted, okay, you can delete that, correct? And there is a patch. Any idea what patch?
No.
Okay, so patch is nothing but in APIs which method partially update a resource, meaning only send that field need to be changed rather than replacing the entire resource. Okay, so there is
Okay.
a different types of what you used to call uh, synthetic monitoring. One is availability monitoring for your website, your application. We have a API monitoring that we have discussed about, transaction monitoring, network monitoring, and real user browser monitoring. Okay, so there is a different types of synthetic monitoring. Okay, one
Mhm.
is we have a different types of synthetic monitoring. Different types of synthetic monitoring. Synthetic monitoring. First is that we discuss about availability monitoring. Availability monitoring. Means that your website application availability. Okay. So, so there's a different types of synthetic monitoring means one is HTTP monitoring. Okay. So whenever you want to do availability of your application, you can go with the HTTP. Second is browser-based monitoring, where you can do mimic of real user, where you can do simulate the user interaction. Okay. Browser-based monitoring. And third is required network monitoring. Network availability. So we can say non-network monitoring. So we have a three types of monitoring in Dynatrace. One is HTTP, where you can hit the URL and get the response in the JSON and you can see the data, whether URL is loading or not. Browser-based monitoring means you can simulate the user interaction. Okay, means it will take as a screenshot of the page also, and just like how that user is doing that same way you can do from certain location all those things. And network monitoring, you can do the ping, right?
Mm.
ICMP, internet. Uh, so you can do that with the help of network monitoring. Okay, so we have a three types of monitoring which can be configured in Dynatrace. Okay, now so URL when we discuss about, right? So do you know when you there's a two types of application URL. Okay, one is internal application. Internal application
Yeah, which is accessible internally. I mean, within the environment network.
within the network, correct? And second
Yeah,
is public facing application.
yeah, external. Mm.
External application, you can say.
Mm.
Means which can be accessed from anywhere, any laptop, any network, correct?
Right.
Right?
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
so there is a two types of application. One is internal application, and another one is external application. So what is happening? Why I'm saying internal and external? Because Dynatrace is a SaaS. Yeah, Dynatrace you are using managed, correct? But Dynatrace
Mm.
also provide certain location across the globe. Certain location means I told you to hey hit the URL and check the availability of application every 5 minutes. So you are testing it from certain browser, certain laptop server, right? Certain laptop that you are here hitting a
Mm.
request, correct? And your laptop sitting
Right.
on residing on some of the location, right? So Dynatrace
Mm.
also provide in the cloud, their cloud, certain locations across the globe. US, you can run from Texas, they have given Europe, they have given Middle East, they have given Asia, they have given. So all the country they do have. So they do have all the location available. You can set up your location, you can configure that. When you have external based application which can be accessible inside also, outside also, correct? Second
Mm.
is internal application which cannot be accessed outside of the network. In that case, how you can configure your synthetic node? Just to think. So when you have an internal application like your payroll-based application, your timesheet portal, it was developed by your company, your service now portal, if they are not using SaaS, they are using managed, and it would be available within your network, correct? And there is a main
Right.
code, okay, which can be accessed internally. Now, suppose you want to monitor those application URL, yeah, their user interaction with the help of browser-based monitoring. How you can configure? Tell me how you can configure. So we have discussed about there is a component is called environment activate. Remember? So
Right. Right.
environment active get used for multiple purpose that also I told you, right? So
Yes.
one requirement is private synthetic location.
Mm.
So what I can do is in that network, their network, okay, I will set up one. Suppose this your internal application sitting on some network, VNet, correct? Virtual
Mm.
network. In that they have all the subnet and all. And in that network itself, suppose this is your VNet. In the same VNet, I can configure one more server. So I can access this application. Yes, yeah, no. Because both
Yeah,
networks are same, right?
same. Mm.
So I can access this server also. I can see. So I can do able to ping here to here, here to there. Correct?
Right, right.
So and then I will allow to configure. So what I can do, yeah, another way is you configure your server outside of the network, VNet. Okay, means in the same network, outside you can configure outside, and you can do there is a call of peering, right? Network peering. That also you can do. So they can add in their inbound rules so that from this server you can access this many applications. And getting my point? There's a two different way, right? You can do that.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
So you
Yeah.
can inform to that application cloud team, hey, I need a server where I can access this application endpoint from this server. Okay. So that once you have configured, then you can able to configure your internal application with the help. And you can set up your synthetic monitoring, and then uh, you can configure your synthetic
Mm.
monitoring, okay, like HTTP, browser, network, whichever. Okay. Now I'll show you how you can configure. So let's go to our lab. So first is this is my for private synthetic location, what is required? Active gate. Let
Mm.
me
Environment active. Okay.
let me deploy one active gate first.
This is environment active gate, right, Ravi?
Yeah, environment, which is called active gate only. Okay.
Okay.
So what I can do is I can set up one VM. I will start that. Launch an instance AG2. I'm giving that instance type American Linux, which is fine. Virtual CPU 4 GB of RAM, APM-DT. I'll launch an instance. Okay.
Mhm.
Space SU, gem update -y. Let me know if my screen is visible.
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay. Now I will go to my Dynatrace portal and select Linux and I'll create it. So token can be created here also. Yeah, you can create in the access token page. Okay.
Access token, right? Yeah.
Here also you can create. So let me create token here itself. So you can use the same token. Okay.
Mhm.
I think already I have created long back.
So what's the best practice,
Best practice
creating?
is always you have to create from access token page and you should not have multiple tokens. Are you getting my point?
Okay.
You getting my point?
Yeah.
So you can so see I have a token, I can utilize it.
Using. Okay.
Yeah, you just should delete it. So now there is no installer is available. So what
Hmm.
you have to create a token. Okay, so the same way. Okay, but the
Hmm.
best practice is always you have to configure your token from the access token page so that it will be your
Hmm.
you can use the same token across the environment. Okay. And see
Okay.
access token, you can see. So whenever you create a new token, right, it will create a new token here. Okay.
Hmm.
So generate a token, token name you can see private location for suppose. Okay. And you can select your expiry date when your expiry. So I'm giving 28 February, it's getting expired. Template, you have to select pass and generate. So token would be visible only one time. Okay. So you can copy and just use it here. Okay, so see, it is not available. I will copy it is available. So you have to use it only, not like always creating a token because definitely when you are installing, right, they'll not allow you to access creating so many tokens. Okay, you'll have a proper permission and token will be available wherever you are installing. A script will be available. All those things. There is a many way. Okay, so they can. Put a boundary, okay, based on the rules, based on the custom rules, okay, and they can
Hmm.
provide the access based on that, okay. And all this installation script also it would be available somewhere in the GitHub or something like that, okay. So you can go
Hmm.
copy the token from there itself and then you can use it, something like that for dev environment, for prod environment, okay. So, and now here you see there is a multiple way to install module we have. Okay, so one is route one agent traffic, second is private synthetic location. Okay, then I need to use this options. Okay, now they're asking second is no location has been found. So create a private synthetic location. So one is just give just the location name I'm giving here. Okay, so APM-DT US2. Okay, suppose. So this is your one option. So so it will go to which page? It is going to this page. See here. It is going to setting classic page. Okay, and they are asking to configure here. But I am not going to configure right now. After installation, I will go and I will configure it. Okay, so from the same page.
Hmm.
Okay. So let's see.
Okay. So this location is within the network, right? Not from the Dynatrace vendor.
No, in
Hmm.
your environment. See,
Oh,
this
okay.
environment activate running in your cloud, not their cloud.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Any configuration that you are doing, any
Hmm.
component you are installing from the Dynatrace UI, okay, remember it will get
Hmm.
installed in your customer environment, here your environment. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So token, so we okay, created. Okay. Now, what I can do is I'll copy this. Okay. So this is your token that we have created. So we are passing the token, okay, and copying it, okay.
Oh. So similar to the agent installation.
Similar to that, okay. And always
Oh.
require root access, okay.
Hmm. So private synthetic locations means usually there will be standard, right? There might be few locations already provided and that will be reused, right? Based on the, what do you say?
See, whenever your application sitting, so definitely your application sitting will be in US. They are serving US market, they are serving
Mm.
UK market, they are serving India market, Asia market, right? Based on that, they need to decide where we need to sit, which location we have to configure. Okay, and
Okay.
they will give you,
Okay.
okay, you configure from this city, okay, any city, okay, Texas, something,
Mm.
some
So
location.
is there any round robin method like see in app dynamics, right,
Hmm.
Ravi? So if synthetic monitoring,
Hmm.
there we use multiple locations for the agent, and we used to do like a round robin method. Sometimes if that location is overloaded, right? So
Hmm.
it used to not get the data. So that time we used to change the location. So is this
No.
something?
Done.
Uh,
So in Dynatrace, we have one location. So one you can set for primary location. Okay. So I'm
mm,
primary location I have set in
mhm,
US Boston office. Okay. Suppose example. Yeah, US Michigan office. Okay. Once you have added, okay, that location, that is your which is your primary location. Sometimes
mm,
it might, so location is nothing but just your install that is configuration has been installed on your server.
mm,
Yeah, configuration has been installed on your Kubernetes cluster. Okay.
mhm, mm,
So now sometimes your server is location is not reachable.
mm.
It
Yeah.
got
Insert.
installed on your server got patched, but your configuration for synthetic it is not working. Your service is not running. Okay,
Mm,
your server is down. Okay, it could be anything, right? Now, so in that location you cannot generate a traffic. Correct? You cannot configure the
right. Yeah.
synthetic, right?
Mm,
Synthetic transaction not will get initiated. In that
mm.
case, there is a concept is called network zone that we have not discussed yet, but I think I have gave you some glimpse. I think you remember. Okay, so that uh, if that zone is down, okay, your server is down, there is a nearby server which can pick up your synthetic configuration and they can serve your configuration monitoring. Understood? Suppose your server is synthetic location is down. Server is down, okay, where I have configured.
Mm.
If that is down, then there is a alternate servers which can help you to serve your synthetic transactions. Okay, like
Okay.
a backup.
Mhm.
So there is a concept is called network zone. Okay, with the help of network zone,
Network zone.
you can do that. Okay, so
Okay.
here we have configure your in this. Then let me verify the signature. So you see here, that is the reason they have asked network zone. You see here,
Okay.
but I have not used. Okay, because it's a
Mhm.
customized option, but I'll show you how you can utilize it when we'll discuss about network zone. Okay.
Okay.
Now, so this is done. I will select my servers, Imagine Linux 23. Yeah, 23. Hmm. I'll install this.
So while installing, right, what could be the most common issues we may face?
One is ensure that, okay, most of the time, what is happening is that Unix engineering team, या Linux team, या whichever team you have, they not allow you to run as a root. Okay,
Mhm.
so we are running as a root. First thing. Okay,
Okay.
second thing
Mm.
is you will get something called issue will have on your server that agent it got installed but component is not running. Okay, sometime because of the port issue, yeah, something. Okay, And sometimes, see, currently I'm using Amazon Linux, right?
Mm.
And Amazon Linux, why I'm using? Because there is a lot of uh, configuration, like this library has to be installed, that has to be installed, this has to be updated, okay? And Amazon Linux has all the library. When I'm using when you do Ubuntu server, right? If you do apt get update happen, why there's a thousand of libraries getting updated, correct? If you have used Ubuntu, but in the Amazon Linux, all are up to date. Okay, means
Yeah.
AWS is giving it, that is provided by AWS specifically, so it is getting updated always. So I have no need to update, like this has to be installed, that has to, and you will not fetch much issue, okay, while installing this component. Why? Because this component is very lightweight, okay, and configuration installation is also very simple. Okay, no, sometimes what is happening is once you install, like there is a manual configuration, go to their configuration file, modify this thing, add this thing, something JSON file, and then you restart your service so that it will get picked up. But here it is completely automated. You select from the UI whatever things is required, and then you install it. Okay, so this is very completely. Suppose you have now I have configured that, right? Now I have location. So if you go to BMC tool, okay,
Mm.
BMC tool, you heard about the BMC, right?
Mm. Yeah.
BMC tool, if you go and configure that synthetic, you install that component, location component, whatever the component they used to call. The tool is called AppWitch. Now I think it is not available in the market. But that tool, you install it. Then you go to their configuration file. Okay? In the
Mm-hmm.
conf file, you add the location. Okay, in the JSON format, something. Okay, once your location has been, then restart your service. Then it will get picked up in the UI. Are you getting my point? But here is not like
Mm.
you install it here, configure from a Dynatrace, and Dynatrace will again send a request to your configuration. It will get updated automatically in the backend. Okay, no need to restart your service also. So that is the
Oh, okay.
reason Dynatrace why it is getting popular, because
Mm.
their installation script, that agent packaging that which they have done is more robust. Okay, first thing.
Mm.
Second thing is not getting corrupted. Third thing is they have all the kind of encryption decryption mechanism. Okay, everything, and very uh, installation see time it took, right, very lesser than other tools. Okay,
Right. Yeah.
so those kind of things are, it will help you to, means that a script that they have, whoever has written the script is very robust. Okay, very robust,
Mm.
and also it is matured script. Okay, it is completely tested 10 times, something like that, right? So
Mm.
nowadays also AI is in the market, right? So people, now you create a module how it should get installed in your server, where it should get what it has, and you give it to your AI, which is Chat GPT, DeepSeek. They'll give you the code, robust code, right? And then you can modify accordingly to your
Mm.
requirement, right? Nowadays, market is trained is like that only, correct? Now you
Yeah.
understand the
Yeah.
complete use case, where should go, what to set, and then you give the content in the proper way so that they can
Mm.
pick each sentence, each content, and based on that they can write a script, and they'll give you entire script itself. Now you modify it accordingly. Okay. So nowadays market trend is like that only. Nobody is writing a script, that big a script. Okay. They are going with the help of Chat GPT, help of DeepSeek, other AI tools. Okay. So now your this is got installed. Now how you can check your service status? So systemctl
Systems. Service. I think spelling.
status Dynatrace gateway.service. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Sometimes why they used to ask, sometimes in the interview they used to ask, because
Mm.
gateway little different, right? So you see here your it is running. Okay.
Mm.
Now if you go to your Dynatrace portal, and check whether verify your installation, whether component got installed or not. You see, component got installed, and that has only synthetic module. Correct? Now, how you can configure that? So we went to synthetic classic, right? So here I'll configure my location name. So I'm giving APM-DT. Okay.
Okay.
Now CT I have to select. So CT you
Mm.
can select based on your region, country name. Okay. Suppose I am
Mm.
sitting in Bangalore. So what I can give? Bang, bang, domain. See, no here. See, Bangalore spelling is a
Yeah,
little wrong.
first.
So it is, they have added in the spelling in the different way. So that is the reason. Okay. So,
Mm.
and you can select your activate. So I have my activate.
Correct.
Add it. Now we have certain option. When this goes down, so we have all the things HTTP, project, and network availability status. Okay. So you can do that. Version is 1.305. Okay. Now location outage handling means suppose the server goes down, got restarted, your service is server is running service is down because of some reason. Okay, then how you can handle your outage? Outage means net, right? So problem. So there is a three way to handle it. Generate a problem, and if their entire private location is available, all active are offline. Okay.
Okay.
Generate a problem if single active gate at this location. So you have in this location we have multiple active gate. Okay. And third
Mm.
is generate a notification if any active gate, yeah, entire private location. So suppose you have a five active gate from multiple
Mm.
location, yeah, any location, one location itself. Okay. Now, so I need an alert. So any one goes down. Either you have a five out of five, one is down. I need alert. Five out of five, everything is down. I need alert. Two went down. I need alert. Correct? You are right.
Right.
So this
Right.
is the best option. You can do that. So already it is selected. Even Dynatrace is recommending you go with this. That is the reason by default it was enabled. Okay.
Mm.
And save changes. So this is done.
So we can have multiple private locations
Yeah.
and as well as multiple active gates, right?
Yeah. Because you want to generate a traffic not only from one server. You want to test it from multiple server also you can do that, right?
Mm.
So
Mm.
you can able to do that. So okay. So when you can have multiple in your
Okay.
real-time environment, if you go not like one location, what they used to do is they used to have four based on your how big it is, environment big it is.
See.
Okay, based
Mm.
on that you can see. Even you have access for Dynatrace, you can go your organization environment, see the deployment status, and check for synthetic. How many you have or model you have, like one, two, three, something like that, and you can see. So they have suppose your application serving global market. Okay, global
Mhm.
market means across the globe. So what they will do is one they will put for US. Okay.
Oh,
One they will
okay.
put for Europe. So your application name is suppose XYZ. So XYZ hyphen US, XYZ hyphen Europe, XYZ hyphen something like that. So yeah, your organization, okay, is I think US, UK, in Australia, Singapore, like that. They used to run from the multiple location, at least four, five locations. They used to have minimum. if your application
Okay.
is in global market. If it is running on US itself, yeah, Europe itself, at least you should have in the Europe to three, four location. Okay. One is
Mhm.
Netherlands, Germany, France, something like that. So that you can run from one is goes down and another will pick up nearby location. Okay.
Yeah. And
So
what is this Chromium update?
see, enable Chromium auto update. It will trigger during synthetic engine update at this location. Sometimes synthetic engine they have configured, right? So Dynatrace has a synthetic engine, means some kind of a script they have. So some kind of Chromium update is required. So auto update means it will get updated automatically. Okay.
Okay. And this is always enabled?
This is by
Uh,
default enabled. If you don't want to do that, then you have to do it. Sometimes you will, your suppose now current version is 1.305. Now market
uh,
version is 1.34. Okay, then it is not updating automatically. Then it will be, you have to. So this is just Chromium update. Okay, there is a Chromium some kind of library. Okay, it has to be updated in the synthetic engine. Okay, so you
mhm.
can read that what is Chromium update.
Okay.
Okay. So, Chromium. So you can enable Chromium auto update at the location level so that is for all the activate assigned to a private location. Chromium auto update takes place during the manual as well as automatic activate synthetic engine updates. Okay. So as well as recommended using latest supported Chromium version for the smooth and
Mhm.
secure execution for of browser monitors for your private location. Means your Chromium is updated with the latest. It will give you the a smooth and secure execution of your browser monitors. So it will not have some kind of attack or something like that. You see. So you see that we strongly recommend that you keep your ActiveGate with your Chromium version updated always. So this is a
Oh.
strongly recommendation. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, a version there are no more two versions behind. Okay, so a specific activate, if you don't opt automatically you can update manually also if you don't opt. Okay, if you
Okay.
disable Chromium auto update you can manually update per activate. However, Chromium auto update is required whenever using custom repository. See Chromium custom repository. Okay, auto updates work for update versions. The latest versions the Dynatrace provide active release, active release. In some cases it might be different from the active get release. Okay. So sometimes, so
Mhm.
Chromium update means it will give you the secure and a smooth execution. Okay.
Okay.
And Dynatrace is
Because
implementing. Okay.
yeah, so for one agent, right, we disable this option. Like you mentioned, the best practice would be
So disable means because application restart is required, right? But here
uh
application restart is not required. No?
okay,
That's
got
the reason. Okay.
yeah. Mhm.
Now you configure it. Okay. Now how you can configure your synthetic now? So if you go to synthetic, there is a two page. One is classic page, one is synthetic page. So classic
Mm.
means old UI. Remember, if you go
Mm.
to this page, we have old
Okay.
UI. So you see, this is your old UI where you can configure your browser based and HTTP based, but you are not getting an
Mhm.
option for network based. Correct?
Yeah.
Because I told you, right, there's three types of synthetic. One is
Yeah.
HTTP, browser, and network capability, right? But if you go to
Mm.
new UI, you can see we have a three options. Okay. So add
Mhm.
synthetic. So you see browser, HTTP, and network connectivity. Okay. So let me start my application VM. Okay. First is SU. Okay, see to open. Yes. Hmm. So my application is running now. What is happening? Okay. So my application is running now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now see here. So this URL you want to configure with the help of HTTP monitors. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I will go to my getting echo. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. So I'll click on add synthetic monitoring and select HTTP. So let's do first HTTP. So
Okay.
name of the monitor. So name of the tell demo homepage. Okay. Tag you can add like key value pair. So environment demo. Again, I can add application hotel demo. Something like that you can add. Now continue. So either assign a front end. So we have already front end, then you can assign your front end. Okay. If no, then you can continue. Suppose you
So
have
what does the front end mean?
front end means if you have configured your web application with the same URL, then this is your front end, right? So this itself you are accessing with the front end also, correct? So front end, if you go, this is your front end, right? So if you
No.
go, you see here. So this is your front end. But why it is not picking up? You see here where it went. Okay. Now you are trying to assign a front end, correct?
Mm-hmm.
But why it is not picking up? No application matching. Okay. Because the front end doesn't have any traffic. Are you getting my point? You don't have
Yeah.
any traffic. Okay. That is the reason your application is not getting picked up. Okay. But
Mm-hmm.
when I'll configure with this URL and let's have a traffic. So let me, what I can do is I will go to my setting tab. Already I'm in setting tab. I will go to my web and mobile monitoring, application detection. Okay, you see URL is getting changed, right? I
Mm.
have to change the URL. So let's delete this. Only one will keep, okay? So let's this, it has to be changed. Okay, now it got
Mm.
changed. Let's generate a traffic so you can pick. Okay, now wait for last 5 minutes. Wait for a few minutes. It takes time to, okay, get the data. Okay, let's wait for that. Meanwhile, we'll see that. So
Mm.
you can assign, okay, once it will come back. Okay, so right now,
Oh, okay.
just to type hotel also, it will not coming. Okay, now, meanwhile, we'll see. So continue. So here we don't have, right? So again, you need to give the name cannot be empty. Provider name I am giving. So basically, the hotel demo app. Okay. Now URL. So this is my application URL. Okay. Okay. It's valid. Now application required synthetic authentication. So we have authentication. Okay. Like you can have basic NTLM or Kerberos authentication. Okay. If you have something called MFA, multi-factor authentication, you don't know, right? You will get
Yeah,
one
yeah,
token and you need to
yeah.
enter the token either in your mobile, yeah, text message, yeah, in your email somewhere. Okay. That if
Mm.
you are doing that, then you need to tell them that, hey boss, for this credential, suppose I'm selecting basic. So it is asking username password, correct?
Mm.
You select new credential name, username, password, correct? Now
Mm-hmm.
spite of that, what we can, you can tell them that, hey, if you have any kind of authentication, like okay, you configure your user. So we used to call service account for this application. You configure the service account. Suppose some kind of username and password you'll have with the complete team is accessing with the same credential, that application. You have some kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so that is called, which is called service account. Okay,
Mm.
service account. So we can say bypass your MFA. So are you getting any kind of multi-factor authentication in your MFA? No, right? For that kind of service account,
Mm.
no. Just you give the user
Mm.
password, you can enter that which is called service account. So you need to tell them that configure your service account for this application and provide me that, and you need to bypass the MFA because Dynatrace does
Mm.
not support multi-factor authentication. Okay. Yeah, sometimes they will give you the client certificate also so that you can upload it. Okay.
Okay.
Then you want to accept your SSL, means this server doesn't have SSL. Correct?
Mm.
But if you click on HTTP, suppose you want to monitor HTTPS colon double slash dynatrace.com. Dynatrace.
Yeah.
This application has a HTTP,
This is yeah.
correct?
Secure. Mm.
Secure. So where you are,
Yeah.
this is the connection is secure. Where you are going,
Mm.
certification valid. So you can see
Valid.
this is certificate, correct? This is
Yeah.
so I want to monitor this expiry date,
Mm.
means certification validity.
Okay.
You want to monitor that certificate. Generate a problem SSL certificate expired within 9 days, 10 days. You need to enable that. So I want to monitor that SSL certificate also. Then you can enable that.
Okay.
Okay. So that it will get. So now I am adding it. Okay. Suppose just example. So that I'll get a problem. Okay. And I'm giving over 10 days. So once you 10 days left, right? So now this certificate gonna expire on 29th November 2025. So I'll get a alert on 10 days. So 19th November I'll receive alert. I get my point?
Yeah.
I'll start receiving alert from 19th November. Hey, your SSL certificate is gonna expire. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you can monitor that as well with the help in the synthetic configuration. Okay. So now we have this is your get request, right? This is your get
Mm.
request. Correct. So how you
Yes.
can say
Yes.
this is a get request? You can go to your inspect page, okay, network tab, and hit this URL. So you see any URL, right? You see request URL this, it is a get request, correct?
Okay. Mm.
So this is your get request. So you are adding your get request. So okay. Now I'm giving the response status. So they have a different types of status, right? 400, 500.
Mm. Yeah.
So we can add something failure in greater equal to 400. So application available means the status should be 200. Okay, correct?
Mm.
So that
Yeah.
we have given greater equal to 400. 400 means if you have a 4x error and there is a 5x error, right?
Mm.
So some in the 4x also some have authentication, service not available, 5x means server is not reachable, correct? So that's
Mm.
the reason we have given a fairly greater than equal to 400. Before that, we have only for your
400.
phone, we have a 200 error, right? So that is the reason we have added.
Okay.
Now, so this is done. Now, so once this you have added, then go to your next.
What was that performance thresholds?
Just
Oh,
now here we have a frequency, means your polling interval. You want to hit the URL with the specific time
everyone.
frame, right? Every 1 minute.
Mm.
Yeah, every 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and 1 hour. Max is 1 hour. Okay. Maximum
Mm-hmm.
you can configure from 1 hour. If you say no, I
Mm.
want to run every 2 hour, 12 hour, you cannot do that. Okay.
Mm.
Which Dynatrace provide. Okay. If you
Yeah.
want to run every 3 minutes, which is not feasible. Okay. So remember
Mm.
that 1 minute is your default frequency location for HTTP monitors.
Yeah. Okay.
Default frequency. When you enable, right, automatically it is selected 1 minute, right? So this is your default.
Mm.
But I want to run every 2 minutes, so I can select that. Yeah, I want to run every 5 minutes, I can select that. Okay. But you
Mm.
cannot do 3 minutes, 4 minutes, something like that. Okay. So let's take
No.
2 minutes. Okay. Now I have this n number of location based on your across the globe. You see,
Mm.
and suppose I am selecting Mumbai. Okay. Mumbai has this many IP. You see here? So this many IP. Suppose so you configure Mumbai, doesn't mean that if you configure it will come in the front, doesn't mean that they are accessing your it can be accessed from all the server. Doesn't mean that from all the server they are hitting the URL. Okay, each hits in the transaction got initiated. Okay, there is a license is getting involved. Correct. So it will
Mm.
request based on the frequency one. This is your just for your availability. Doesn't mean that I have configured Mumbai. There is a one more account for another organization. They have also configured. So it will get hit from the same URL, right? You're getting my point.
Yeah.
Same IP.
Yeah.
Suppose you take another SaaS trial, you see, and if you see the Mumbai location, you might have seen same IP.
Mm.
Okay, one will be get different or something. Doesn't mean that all the URL it is getting from the same. No, this is for only for not for you. This is for everyone. So that if this goes down, they have a this, they have a this, they have a this, and they have a complete load balancer also. So based on the traffic, they should distribute the loads. Okay.
Mhm.
Could be
Mhm.
running on their cluster, it could be running anywhere that we don't know. Correct. Kubernetes cluster,
Mm.
we don't know, right? How the scale is happening. But they will give you the high availability. Okay, their SLA is 99.99%. Okay. Yeah, you can run from your private location. So private
Mm.
location it is here. So either sometimes you need to filter it. So just you type private. Just you type private. Okay.
Okay.
You see, all private will get listed. You see,
Mhm.
so you need to filter it based on your CG. Okay. So suppose I have given Bengaluru, Bengaluru. So see, automatically it is coming, right? So you need to select that. If you don't remember that location name something, just to type private. Yeah, if you want public, just to type public. So all public,
Okay.
private won't be visible. So this is just a filter your location. So suppose I am running from my private location only, and one is running from Amsterdam. Okay, two location. In trial, you
Okay.
can have maximum three, not more than three. Okay, so I'm running from
Mm.
two location. So every 2 minutes, how many requests will get generated? Two, correct?
Mm.
Because one
Two
one one
locations.
request this guy will hit, and one request this guy will hit. Correct?
Right.
Every
Right.
correct?
Mm.
The polling interval. Then continue. Now you have a outage handling. Outage handling is for alerting purpose. Okay. Means they are saying Dynatrace can generate a problem for both global outage and local outage. Global outage and local outage, what does it mean?
Okay. Just say that.
Global outage means from your application is not available from entire location. Suppose your application is getting monitored in synthetic with help of four locations. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And out of four, all the four location is unavailable, which is called global outage.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose
Okay.
Google is not accessible across the globe. It is a global outage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Google is not accessible from India. Is a local outage.
Okay.
Are you getting my point?
Yeah.
So this is a global outage, which has happened, right? Some within some attack was happened, right? So most of the country, some flight got disturbed, something attack was happened, right? Recently, in 6 months, within six,
Mm.
some lot of flights got delayed, some virus attack was happened, right? Remember,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
huge loss in the market, everything. Okay. So, but it was not a global outage; it was a local outage. Because some people are able to access, they have some kind of install some cybersecurity software, so they have which is they have protect DDoS protection, okay, virus attack, everything, but some of the applications got impacted also, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So local outages could be the private locations, whatever we are having in the
Doesn't
environment.
mean that private or public. See, here that is your responsibility. You want to go with public, Yeah, you want to go with the private. That is your wish. Okay, you want to monitor from the both the location. Yeah, you want to monitor all the locations. Suppose your synthetic is configured, URL is configured from 5 locations, irrespective of public location, private location, any location. Okay, which can be public private, which can be public public, which can be private private. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, means it has configured for
Mm-hmm.
5 locations. Okay, it could be anything. Private location, it could be public. Out of 5, all the 5 locations, your synthetic URL is not accessible, which is called global outage.
Okay.
And out of 5, 3 locations is not available. 4 locations, your synthetic is not available, which is called local outage.
Mm-hmm.
Understood? Any questions?
No, I'm good now.
Okay. So they are saying generate a problem. Dynatrace can generate a problem for both global and local outage based on the availability of the either configured location. Okay. So Dynatrace generate a problem error when monitor is unavailable all configured location. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
means suppose my application is configured from 2 locations. One is Netherlands, one is private location. One is public, one is private. Okay. Now
Mm-hmm.
both the location, my application is not accessible, then you send the alert, but don't send the alert in the first time itself. Are you getting my point? Suppose you are
Okay.
trying to access some website, okay, which is not accessible. Suppose I was accessing hotel demo application. So one time I
Mm.
access, I was getting error, right? Something here. You have seen that?
Yeah.
When I hit the URL. Second time, I again I generated traffic and then I was able to access, right? So what does it mean that what I was trying to say is you don't send an alert in the first occurrence itself. At least you try at least one time. Suppose
Data.
you got failed in some of the exam, okay? Means doesn't mean that so you are trying second time it got failed then you tell them everyone like hey your application is not available, okay, means you inform it correctly, right? So you are informing it, your family, like hey I was not able to clear this exam, okay. Same way, here also it is saying that generate a problem and send an alert when monitor is unavailable. All configured location means in the third times, yeah, second times means you tried first time, you try second time, still your application is not accessible from both the location, then you send alert. Is it clear?
Yeah.
So this is the one option. So, and second option is generate a problem, send alert when monitor is unavailable, one or more consecutive runs at any location, which is called local outage. Problem generation available when at least 2 locations are assigned. So when you have a 2 locations are assigned, okay, then you can say monitor is unavailable, one or more consecutive. Okay, means either a one location, yeah, all the location, both the locations, either a global outage or local outage, so that you can enable that. So I can enable both also.
So any outage, it will give the alert.
Okay. So they are saying out of 2, 1 location. And you want to try 2 times minimum to send alert. First time you try, second time you try, it doesn't, it's throwing you, still your URL is not accessible, then you send it. Okay. So you can have both. Okay. One is yeah, one is you can have this. So Dynatrace can be run for both global and local audit. So generate a problem, monitor is unavailable, all configured location. So this is for only for global audit. From suppose out of 2, 1 location is not accessible, it will not send you alert. You see here, you read
Mm.
generate a problem, send an alert when monitor is unavailable, all configured location. Suppose you have configured from 2 locations, it have application should not be accessed from both the locations. Then only it will send you alert. Are you getting?
Okay. Both are unavailable only. Though if one is available, the second alert.
I think. See, what does it mean that? Suppose your this URL, suppose this is your URL. This is your URL, http://www.hotel.com. Okay, this is your URL, and you are trying to access your application from this two laptop, two server. Okay,
Okay.
now
Mm-hmm.
now from this location also I am saying, hey, this is not available, and this location also saying URL is not accessible. Then it will send alert.
Okay.
Okay, send alert.
Mm-hmm.
If
Mm-hmm.
this location, this is your UK, this is your US, and this location is not accessible, but this location is accessible, it will not send alert. Alert will not send because it is saying this is your local outage, this is not global outage. So
Okay.
first option was only for global outage. Okay,
Mm.
and second option is global local outage and global outage.
Okay.
So monitor is available one or more consecutive runs at any location, local outage problem. So you can have that. Okay. So
Mm.
you can the second time. Then continue. There is a one more option is called threshold value. Suppose the URL is not accessible within 3 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Then I need alert. Are you getting a threshold value? So that also can be configured. So I'm saying maximum 10 seconds required to reload the URL. Load the request. Correct? Which is sufficient, right?
Okay.
Means
Yeah.
with this URL, how much
Loading the page, right? We are talking about the loading the page.
correct? It is maximum
Okay.
10 seconds is sufficient, right? So I
Yeah, more than enough.
more than enough. So I can add 10 seconds so that it will
Mm.
throw. It will not. Okay. And then you can configure it. So once you configure right here, it will show in your this page also and your classic page also, which I have shown you the first time that it is available
Mhm.
in that tenant. Okay. Older UI. Okay. So still we don't have data. Wait for 2 minutes because we have configured for every 2 minutes. Okay.
Mm.
You can also do on-demand execution. So now what is happening? I need to wait for 2 minutes to get that,
Mm.
to check that whether everything is working as expected or not. Correct?
Right.
So what I
Yeah.
need to wait for 2 minutes. In spite of that, what I can do is I can go with on-demand execution. Check that my configuration is correct or not. And data retention is for 35 days. Okay.
Okay.
So I want to run from the Amsterdam and APM-DT, both public and private both. Yeah, you want to run from one location. That is your base.
Mm-hmm.
You can run from different locations. That is your base. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
I can run from both the locations so that I can check that trigger. And you want to check that SSL issue handling also.
Right.
You
Yeah.
want this on demand, right? On demand, you
Mm.
are okay. You want to do that.
Okay. Instant. Mm.
So just I'm hitting that so that whether it is happening or not. I will see
Okay.
that.
Okay.
So see, execution is happening. They are not. We are. I'm not waiting for that existing one. That it is automatic reason. So I'm going with my choice whether it is
Mm.
possible or not. Again, I have to edit something like that, right? Pre-check.
Yeah.
But this
Okay.
also will consume a license.
Mm-hmm. So once we test, we need to disable. It
No
will
problem.
go
That's what. One time use is on demand. One time.
one time. Okay.
This is a one time. That's it.
Mhm.
Again, you want. Again, you have to trigger. No. Suppose
Okay.
I want to do that from only one location. So I will do APM-DT. Okay. One location. Again, I have to trigger. Are you getting my point? So see,
Yeah.
again I have to trigger now. Why it is not happening? So now you see, again I have to trigger now. It got triggered. Now this got executed. SSL certificate not found. And let's see that. What is happening? So status goes 200. Okay, means URL is accessible. Total duration it took 0.05 second. Okay. For this, it is giving you URL is okay. It took 0.2 seconds. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, right? And you can able to do that. Okay. Now, but yes, it is giving the result. SSL certificate was not found. So if you
The
remove
cell certificate is
you
that's
remove
okay.
this, then it will give you the correct output. Because even we know that, right? SSL certificate is not available.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's run it again. The third one also got executed. Let's try fourth one. This time SSL issue was, this is done. I have disabled it. So the success, right? So it.
Access.
Okay. So now, if you go to your synthetic, now your hotel page, you see, URL availability is 100% okay, but it is showing one problem. Why? Because your SSL certificate is not available, which is fine. Even we know that. Now you see availability is one, active issue one problem, that is SSL certificate got already expired something. Active location
Yeah.
from so two location, it is available, availability is 100%. Total downtime is 0, duration it took. So this will give you the average value. Okay.
Okay.
So this will give you, so if you can click on view details, you can give the complete page itself, new page. So you see filter by location. So you can see availability and you can see aggregation. So per location breakdown also you can see. You see Amsterdam 100%, this 100%, this 100%. So you see every time two.
Mm.
Okay. Now you are getting that mean max per location. So I am getting that here. You see here how much time it is taking. Per location breakdown you can see. So Amsterdam is took 206.33 millisecond, is 0.54 millisecond, something like that. Every time different, right? This is your request, get request, and this is the
Get
connect,
request.
how much time it is taking, download page, all those things. Okay. This is the problem. This is a response size. Okay, how much file, KB file, this is your tag, and you have this. So location 2, step 1, and this is your, now see it is getting detected. Services front end. You see here?
Mm-hmm.
Because now we have a traffic. Okay, it is getting detected as front end service. Okay. So now, so this is your page. If any issue occurs, it will show here. Even you can open in notebook also. That we'll discuss. Okay, for more details. Okay, that you can do that. And now let's configure how you can configure your browser-based monitoring. Okay, this part is
Okay.
clear.
Yeah.
And
And one more, Ravi.
uh,
So while creating the HTTP monitor, right, there are two options: the visual, which we have done, right? The next one, I see the
uh,
script option.
yeah, I'll tell you. So, and this analyze execution will give you the data, right? Last successful execution. You see here, right? In the JSON format. Okay.
Okay.
So you can analyze it in your JSON format. So last failed, see, selected no failed, and last successful. Okay. So that will give you, you need to analyze. You can even compare with the last failed and this on the on demand only, which is available in on demand only. But you can see last failed, you need to analyze in what you should say in JSON format. Okay, you see the
Mhm.
status code. You need to understand that all those things. Okay, so it is missing that already given all those things. Now you said right. You there is a script base. Correct?
Mm.
So I will go to again HTTP. Now you see, now you have something called, see, now hotel demo is coming up.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Now you see that, right? So
Yeah.
now suppose I'm giving just a script base, and here we have a script base.
Mm.
So you need to write a JavaScript. If you know JavaScript, then you can write it and you can do it.
Okay.
Okay?
So manual Java. Mm.
JavaScript, and which is
Mm.
little simple for single API. Okay, very simple. The same process. Okay, you can have one tested and you can put it in your notepad. But browser ways, there is a very big. Okay, because we
Mm.
have a multi-step, right? Means from
Yeah.
login to logout. It will take time to write a JavaScript. So what we used to do, what Dynatrace is given is, I am giving the recorder, record the transaction, which will generate your script, and then you modify accordingly. Are you getting my point?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mhm.
So that way you need to do that. Nobody from the Dynatrace side, nobody going with the script base.
Okay.
Now, so this part is clear. Now, second is browser-based monitor. So browser means you can monitor your single URL also, and you can monitor your multi-URL also. So, okay, so I don't want to go older one. Let's go to your synthetic. Now, let's go to browser-based. So here we have a browser base. So browser base, it will go to your old UI. You see, still they have not
Mhm.
integrated. Okay.
So for this synthetic monitor, we don't have to do any configuration of the web application like uh, mm,
Nothing, just you need a URL. That's it. Okay.
that, right? Okay.
That's it. And you want to run from certain locations. So for that, public and private location. Public, it is
No.
fine. You have to set it up with the help of active.
Go.
Okay.
Okay.
Now this is my URL. So what I can do is I can give the type the URL. Name of the monitor, hotel landing page. Suppose just hotel landing page. Okay, something like that I have given. Now we have two types of mode: visual mode, script mode. Script mode you have to write again. Visual mode which will go, and then we have something called authentication header. You already we have that. Okay, if you have a single URL, then which is fine, it will capture your screenshot of the page. You can configure your single URL also in the, suppose we have same URL we have configured in the HTTP also, right? Same URL
Mm.
you can configure the here also, but here will give you little higher level of output, like they'll capture the data in the screenshot format. Okay,
Mhm.
a screenshot you write. So when a page is loaded, they'll capture the screenshot. And so current this time, which screenshot will capture, that is your expected value. Okay, they'll compare
Mhm.
always the expected value, and then they'll compare. If it is something not loaded, they will send an alert, something like that. Okay, but that is the best way when you have the single URL. Okay, but you can
Mhm.
have a multi URL also. For multi URL, what you have to do is you need to install the synthetic recorder. Suppose you want to go with the manual also, so you can add manual click path even, like first page, second page, third page, fourth page, something like that. Okay, yeah, you can have your synthetic recorder. I will record the synthetic, okay, and I can access it, okay, in the guest mode, which is not available. So I have to run in the which mode? Normal mode, correct? Yeah, I have to
Mhm.
sign in Dynatrace with the application, okay? I cannot run it from this mode, okay?
Yeah.
So what I can do is, okay, so this is my URL. Let me go here and try. So you cannot log in from the guest mode, okay? Like, so now I have here. So what I can do is, I'll go to my synthetic. I want to go with the browser, so I'll select browser. It will redirect to the classic page. Okay. Now I'll take a browser and let's buy a iPhone. Okay. Buy iPhone. So I want to buy an iPhone. So what I can do is I will go to my Apple website and let's buy iPhone. Okay. So this is my apple.com, my URL, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Like this will have a real time. So that is the reason I am giving you the real time. So this is your URL.
Oh.
Okay.
Mm.
Now I need to run it in the, suppose you want to
Recorder.
record the transaction. So I need to run in the incognito mode. Okay. So already I do have synthetic recorder. Let me delete it. So if you delete it, you have to add extension again. Okay. So should I delete and again I'll add so that you can understand. Okay. So remove
Mm.
from the flow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So remove. Okay. It got removed. If you refresh it again, again I have to do that. So again create browser base and give the URL. Say I need to add it. So I need to go here. Okay. So it will say in your new environment, new UI. Okay, new UI means your extension was not added. Okay, I need to reload the URL. Then you can see it will ask me to install it synthetic recorder. You see here. It should say install your synthetic recorder. Okay, now it's saying install synthetic recorder. So I will click on this. So it will go to your extension page. Okay, you need to add to your Chrome. Add extension. That's it. It got added. Close this URL. Okay, and go here. It got added. Close here. Go here and pin. So it will get available here. It's clear? Now,
Yeah.
again, you have to come back because you need to record, right? So you need to update it. So it got updated in the synthetic side also. So now you see there you will get the options. Install. Finish. Still, let me reload the URL. That is the problem. You need to reload everything to get refreshed everything. Okay. So it will ask you to record the transaction. Earlier it was saying, record the transaction.
Yeah.
So now it should say record the transaction. So browser base, URL. Okay. Now you see record the click path. So I will click on use
Mm.
record with dot incognito mode. Okay. So I will click here and record a click path. So it is go there. It will hit the URL. Now let's buy. I'll click here. Buy iPhone 16 Pro. So wherever you will go, that will get recorded in the proper way. So I want having iPhone 16 Pro Max. Okay. Then color I need black. In the same page, right? See, nothing is getting changed.
Mm.
256 GB. Okay. Then no red. Okay. Then what else? Okay. Choose your model. Something. Is your phone in good condition? Yes. Then I want to go with the finance. Something like that, right? I did that till here. Suppose example, okay? You see here and close this project. You see, entire transaction got
Yes. Mm.
entire transaction got recorded and go to your next. You can do the playback, retest, okay, everything you can do that. And you can run from certain locations, so which is minimal location is 5 minutes, okay, and you can run from certain minimum polling interval is 5 minutes, and certain location you can run. So I want to run from Singapore and APM-DT, two locations, and next
Mm.
create a project. So this is the way you can do that. And this problem, we have a generator problem, all those things, right? It's the same concept we have in HTTP, okay?
Okay.
One location, consecutive location. So it's the same, okay? The kind of everything is same, okay? Now, so some in the exam, suppose you are writing a certification exam, they'll ask you there is a easy trade application, okay? And this browser-based model, all those things. You need to tell them how the frequency was configured. So this is your event. Okay, each step one, step two. So if you go to your setting, it will say step one, step two, step three, step four. So step 15, what we have, what it is called, which event is running. Okay, something like that. So you need to edit, see the recorded transaction, and need to see that everything. Okay. So this is your recorded clip. You see? So this will be a step one, step two, step one, two, three, four, five, something, right? So see a step.
Mm.
What is running? Click on yes. My phone is in good condition. Okay. So the
Okay.
sometimes like this in the exam for associate exam, in the question would be like that only. Okay.
Okay.
Now, once it is configured, you can do the playback. So this is your script get generated. You can modify accordingly. A lot of the frequency and location is same. Auto handling is same. Like we have learned in HTTP, the same kind of auto
Mm.
handling. Okay, like generator from entire monitor all one locations, all those things. Okay, then we have a performance threshold. Like you can set up your threshold. So you see performance threshold. So now you have a one more option. Each page and total duration. Are you getting my point? So suppose each page
Oh.
took 5 seconds, you need to add it. First page, second page,
Mm.
third page. Yeah, I'm saying entire page. It should not cross more than 97.
Okay.
Sufficient and save changes. So like that also you can add and you can configure that. And we have something called advanced setup. So advanced setup, we have you want to ignore something, okay, you want to enable something, okay. And here we have metrics. You can fetch the config REST API and the metric REST API, so you can see the data, okay, metric data and configuration data using REST API. Means you can insert the data, you can view the data, all those things, and yeah, delete the data, whatever things, right? Because we have a get call, post call, delete call, everything, right? So the put call, so you can update it and you can modify it, you can view it, everything via API also. That we'll discuss about later, okay? So this is your
Mhm.
synthetic part. Now, once this will take time, 5 to 10 minutes to see the data. Why? Because this is your synthetic, right? You will record the transaction, everything. We will capture your screenshot of the page, of each page. Okay.
Mhm.
So just wait for a few minutes. Meanwhile, we'll see the networking part. Okay, how we can configure it, network connectivity. So let's go
Can
to
you also show the manual click path as well?
yeah, sure. So let's configure the manual part first. Okay. So suppose create a browser name. Okay, this is your, let's take, this is our application URL where we have, this is our application.
Mhm.
So you can understand, this is your, okay, keep it something. Okay. Now click on manual click path. So name is first. Now add sentence. So name is second page I want to post. So let's open this. So first page is already loading the page. Second page is see the hot products. Okay. So I'm going to that hot products. Okay. Product page actually. So add synthetic and this is the URL.
Okay, I have a question over here. Okay, initially, the other setup, right? Uh, if it is an authenticated page, right? SSO or MF, those are authentications are there. There we give an option, right?
Hmm.
That service account is added, and then it
Hmm.
will pass.
So for this
What
application,
about here? Hmm.
for this application also, if you have kind of some kind of credential to log in to buy a product, right? You need to log into the application, right? So
Hmm.
here we have something called where we have authentication. Where we have authentication. This is HTTP user.
Is it bypass contents? No, 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 no. It's a second.
Enable HTTP header. This is fine. Block request. So you need to enable here because when you are doing that, okay, and you see here we have authentication. So suppose you load the page, first page, okay. This is your first
Hmm.
page. Now I need to log in. That's how it works, right?
Hmm.
So I need to,
Okay. Can you try giving the app Dynatrace? We are logging in, right? Can you try with that?
which one?
Suppose we will take a Dynatrace website.
Uh,
We are usually logging into with our credentials, right? Can you give those URL and see?
okay. So you want to do that URL, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's configure that URL. So suppose you gave, okay. this URL. Okay, wait. I understood. So you want to configure this URL, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
This is your loading of the page.
Okay.
And now you want to give the authentication, create a new credential name, Dynatrace login. Username is this. Password is this. Click to vault. Okay.
Mm.
So, okay. Dynatrace login. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then second page is this is that, right? Yeah.
Like first one is the.
Wait. I understood that. Okay. This is your URL got added. Where we have added here. So this is your Dynatrace
You
login.
yeah, you can remove the first one maybe, Ravi. If you go back, just remove that one, right? This was
Credential I have taken here. That is the region. Credential I have taken. This is your URL. So I can remove this one, right?
okay.
This way I can delete it. Okay. Yes. So this is your URL. So this is your just you give Dynatrace login. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Your URL, you have a credential. Okay.
Yes.
Save to credentials. Everything done. Now, second page you want to go. So add synthetic event and you just click on when you load this. Once you logged in, you click on notebook. Suppose, okay?
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
2 minutes, okay? So you can understand.
Mm.
Take times, okay? Now you click on notebook, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Add synthetic URL is this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Already, this is already logged in, correct?
Yeah.
So we require authentication?
No.
No, okay. So this is fine. Let's see that. Next, I run from 5 minutes. Next, I run from Hong Kong. Next, configure. So just I have added, okay? Two. Meanwhile, to test it, I cannot wait for 5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So what I can do is I can go with on demand.
Mm-hmm.
Dynatrace UI is very slow. This will also take time. So let's see the existing one we have configured, that data is coming up or not. So that Apple one we have configured data is coming up. You see, right? All
Yes.
things got captured. You see here. So one page, second page, third page, wherever you click, right? So it will get added. So color you have selected. So you need to validate that. Okay. So that it will get captured. It's a loading the page taking time. You see here, right? Now it is here. It is coming. So this will get captured. Okay. You see, it is getting captured. Okay. So till here we have done, right? More
Mm.
than
Yes.
we'll close it. Okay. So this is your last. So this it is captured and you can monitor that. So it will record the transactions. Okay. And every time, whenever every 5 minutes, it will generate a traffic this many time, this many pages. Okay. And then you can able to see that. But
Mhm.
let's see for Dynatrace one for manual. Meanwhile, we'll complete that network part also because it will take 1 minute because network part is very just is ICMP, yeah, DNS, yeah, TCP connect, okay, yeah, ping something like that. So I will go to that new synthetic. Okay, so monitor. So you see two got added because all are getting added, but in network part it is available in the new. Okay, so network availability, for example, uh, name of the monitor. So just I am giving network availability. Okay, application connectivity,
Mhm.
application
Okay.
connectivity. Okay, and which protocol? So there is the three protocols. One is DNS, one is ICMP, and one is TCP. So
Mhm.
ICMP. Tell me.
Sorry?
ICMP protocol. What is that?
No idea. Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
So internet control message protocol. Through the internet, right? You are controlling the message. You are seeing the message, right? Okay. That we have called ICMP. Then what is TCP?
We'll
Okay.
see.
Okay. Just a naming convention. Okay.
Mm.
Transmission control protocol. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what is DNS?
Domain
Domain network something, right?
network security something. Yeah.
So we have domain name system we used to call domain
Mm.
system protocol. This is the three protocols it supports. Okay, so you can go with the DNS, you can go with the ICMP, or you can go with the TCP. Suppose you want to go with the ICMP. So you need to give the example description of which site you want to monitor, tag you want to add, this is a key value pair, and then you want to give the target IP from which IP you want to see the connectivity of your application. Okay, so suppose I want to see my application connectivity from some IP. Okay, this IP example. Then you give your IP here. That's it. Okay, and then expression you want something and number of packets and data length something and you can configure that. Okay, so success rate IT 100. Okay, all those things and you can continue and run from certain location, and this can be run only from private location, not public location. Okay, and send alert. Okay, that one way. Second way, this is your ICMP protocol. Second way is TCP. So to TCP stand for, and one is DNS, right? Domain name system protocol. So DNS has a
Yeah.
URL from which URL you want to something. So you need to give the DNS name, all those things, and you can check that. So there is a three-way you can configure that and you can able to do that. Okay. Let's wait for this. Okay. This still is getting loaded. It is getting loaded. This is getting loaded. The still is status is showing okay now. And it is every 1 minute I'm trying. Okay. Now we done for Dynatrace also, right? That is
Yeah.
done. Okay, let's go to older synthetic. There it went here. Let's go to classic. The Dynatrace one, it is not configured.
Yeah,
Let
first one. First one, right?
ah, so it is getting added. But this also has a SSO. Okay. But you see, a screenshot got captured on the first page, second page. It did not logged in. Why? Because this also has a click on notebook second page because we cannot proceed with that. Why? Because I'll tell you, this has a SSO.
Yeah.
Okay. Whenever you click on this, right, main time in the new tab, you'll click on this, it will go to that page. Okay, SSO page. Okay.
Right.
Then it
Mm.
is SAS login something which has a SSO. That is the reason it is not allowing you to log in. Okay. But first page they have captured properly. But second page they are not allowing you to log in. Why? Because they have the SSO and it is getting enabled. They need to bypass it for your accounts, everything. Then only you can do that. Otherwise, this is not a way you can do that. But just I'll showcase you that that is the reason you can understand that. Okay. So ensure that you understood, right? SSO single sign-on, right? So whenever
Yes.
URL, it will not directly, it will go to this.
Mm.
Think that if I'll click on this URL in incognito mode, for my it might take a new incognito window, and if I'll hit this, it will go to this URL. Sometimes it will go to the Dynatrace SAS login. Mine it will take why because I have done multiple times. That is that it is going to that UI page. But sometimes when you go right, it will go to that SSO try, then you give login, then you give all those things. So that is the reason which is not happening, but you can do that.
Okay, so the service account needs to be added with the, I mean, in their account, right?
That account, all those things. Then you see, my even incognito, I am going there directly opening the UI because I have done
Hmm.
multiple times. It is available in the cookies. That is the reason. But
Okay.
go to the new server, right, where we are generating a traffic from that server, it will be difficult, right? So that is the reason.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
you see that, right? So you understood that for one page also it will capture the screenshot of the page, and that is your output. Okay. So what is happening is, suppose this got added, anyone you take. So this you take application connectivity. So you can see the data. So your connectivity, everything is fine. Availability is 100%. You see happening. You can able to ping all those things. Every time how much RTT is this one performance, all the things you can able to see that. Okay. And if you go to your browser base, so you can see this is HTTP and browser base. You can have an option here. You see, browser base, browser click path to browser 2. So you click on the browser 2, so 2 URL. Okay, means just single URL. Okay, so you have this. Okay, two browser base we have, and one HTTP one we have, one network we have, one ICMP protocol. Okay, so if you go to this application connectivity, apple.com, yeah, this you take, view details. Okay, you can see this is your location. You see, you have a location here. So we have Hong Kong, only one location you have. Okay, availability is
Mm-hmm.
100%. Now you can see here performance, how much time is taking. So Dynatrace allowing on second time when you hit it click, it is also you 1.05 second. This is your events. This is your first step, second steps. Okay, and you are running from this many location. Okay, so these details you will get it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And for browser, always you will get in older classic UI. Okay. And for
Mm-hmm.
synthetic HTTP and network, you can get classic also, and you can get in your new UI also. That option we have. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. That we have. So suppose you want to see now, suppose classic now. Okay. Now you want to go with the HTTP. We have HTTP one. If you click here, you can see the data here also, right? This is your older UI. That is called classic UI.
Okay.
Every time we have a two, so don't confuse. Sometimes you can
Mm.
configure in classic also. Sometimes it will redirect to the new UI also. See, this is your older UI. If you go to your new UI, which is this, if you see something little different, right? See, little different. So slowly
Mm.
they are migrating to new platform, all the configuration, so that yeah, they are allowing to configure in here so that they can remove older UI completely. Okay, and it will available in new UI. Okay, so
Yeah.
this is yours. So you can see this is your HTTP. So it mention itself is the HTTP.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you need to click here, view details. Understood?
Yeah.
So hope synthetic monitoring is clear now. Topic.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So any questions?
No, not right now. Maybe I will look into it.
Okay,
So,
so just to go understand that it is very simple. Okay, only we have a for
yeah.
broader base, you need to record the transactions. Okay,
Mm.
and once you record the transaction, sometimes some tweak changes is required, like content validation, lot of things, right? So you can validate your
Mm.
content also. Okay, sometimes you get the response right. After response also you can validate. Suppose you hit the URL. Okay,
Mm.
you hit the URL, homepage URL. Now I want to validate the content, something like that. That also is feasible. Suppose I hit the URL, this homepage URL. Okay, I want to validate if I am getting this content. Okay, then
Mm.
I can say my URL is loaded successfully. Are you getting my point? So
Yeah, but how can you configure like this?
okay, so I will show you that as well. So suppose this is my hotel homepage. Okay, even you can do
Mm.
both. HTTP also browser.
Mm.
Okay, so you need to go to setting tab.
Okay.
During the configuration also you can do that. Okay, so I
Mm.
will go to your HTTP request. There's so many things we have. Okay,
Mm.
that you will come to know when you configure in the real time. But this one, so see here we have something. Set a rule for response validation. That is called content. Passive if text contains this. So I'm saying
Okay.
you fail if found this. Means URL is not related to company. So you can understand I'm getting error. Okay.
Mm.
Understood? What I'm trying to do, I'm doing other way around. Okay. So that
Okay.
you
Got
got this content, you fail me, you throw an alert. Okay. So that you can see
Mm.
content validation is happening or not. Okay, I have
Yeah,
done
okay.
image. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Even you have a lot of options. You can run a pre-HTTP before URL is getting loaded. You want to run some script. That also after URL is loaded, you can run some script. Okay, so there is all that also option we have. Okay, but let's see. So there is a multiple option we have now. So let's wait for 1 minute. Okay. So what I can do in spite of waiting 2 minutes, what I can do on demand execution, right?
On demand one. Mm.
So I will go on demand trigger now. What you are getting? Constraint violated. You found the,
Ah, failure. Mm.
see, one is SSL certificate is not found, and second is this also you are getting violated. Constraint violation you are getting. Okay, so you see, let's load that completely. Then we can see in the failed response. Yeah. Okay, let's remove this and run one more time. Yeah. So you want to analyze execution. Last fail 10:14, 2 minutes ago. So you need to read this. Okay. So sometimes you cannot understand this. Okay. It would be difficult, right? See, health status, constant violation, violated value. Okay.
Okay.
Now, if you see the problem, then you can understand a little bit. Okay. So now availability is getting reduced. Means I'm getting this. See, monitor outage.
Mm.
You see, this is not SSL certificate. You are getting different outage. So you open this. You can understand then. This content itself will show you. Because I have taken other way around. If you want this, then
Mm-hmm.
you see HTTP
Validated fix.
local outage. Okay, you are getting that. Okay, and what is that? Validation text match failed.
Failed.
Whatever the main I'm giving that, if you found this, fail it. Correct?
Mm.
Found and then say it got text match failed. Are you getting my point? So some
Yeah.
kind of content validation also you can do. You can run pre-execution. So you can run some JavaScript before running the URL. You can do post-execution. Lot of things. You can do it in your real time. Okay. You will get a requirement.
Mm.
Oh, I will tell you the use case here. Sometimes in the application, right, it will mention, hey, application is under maintenance mode. Don't initiate any transaction like IMPS, something that is happening most of the time, banking sector. Banking application,
Mm.
we have seen that when application go for outage, something it will mention that here. Something it will come, some little, it will
Mm-hmm.
go like this always. A website is under maintenance mode, like IRCTC website, something, right? So during that time, what I'm
Mm.
saying that if on this, so that content I'll add in the response validations. If you found this, then you can say my application is down because nobody is doing the transactions at that time, right? It means that application is down,
Yes.
correct?
Oh.
So those kind of scenario use case I'm giving that so that you can
Mm.
configure that valid response validation that which is adding in your UI. Then you can say my application return for so that you will get a alert for this.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, you have to configure your maintenance window because application went for maintenance window, but still you have to add it so that you will get that in synthetic so that you can understand that my application availability is 90% because 10% went
Mm.
this maintenance mode, right? That application went for maintenance, correct?
Right. Right.
And that time you also you are showing case your application availability is 100%. How come? Because in last 1 week application went for maintenance for two times, 2 hours, 2 hours, which is four
Mm.
hours. So in 1 week 4 hours got reduced. So this is which is not your 100%, right? Which is around 90%, 85%, correct?
Yes.
Application was down, right? Nobody is doing the traffic. So that in that time, I need to configure what I have to configure. Response validation so that it will reduce my synthetic availability percentage. Are you getting my point?
Yeah.
So here you see now current percentage value got reduced to 89%. Now see from 100 to so that you can understand it. Now there was a 2 hours of outage. So when you have a 2 hours of outage, your availability, application availability will get reduced, right? Not 100%. If you have not
Yes.
configured, then again it will be 100%. And your application was
Yeah.
4 hours. It will not match it. That also you need to understand that use case, okay? And then you need to configure it.
Mm.
You will get a requirement in the real time, in real organization, in that kind of use case, always. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's it for now. So any questions?
No, nothing yet. No, right now. Yeah, I'm okay.